Lashley, the in-ring promo where he was the smiling, philosophical Bobby Lashley and talking about another match, a rematch with Almost. And I thought the same thing. And when I talked to you earlier, you thought the same thing. It's at Hell in a Cell, but we thought originally it was going to be a Hell in a Cell. And I'm like, what? They go from the worst cage match in history to a Hell in a Cell?
I do think he said that a few times. Not,
Well,
I challenge you at Hell in a Cell. He kept saying, I challenge you in Hell in a Cell.
That's, I see, Bobby Lashley is a well-spoken fellow in real life, but he doesn't seem comfortable doing the baby face, I'm going to lay everything out, explain everything, make challenges, stipulations, wordy, verbose. He's not comfortable with it. It doesn't seem natural coming from him. I thought he was doing a great job as a heel with MVP as his manager for nuts and bolts and Bobby to be aggressive verbally. But now they send him out there. He doesn't have an interviewer to ask questions and or give details. So, Mr. Lashley, if what I'm hearing you saying is correct, then you want MVP, that type of thing, where if you do it right, the people get the information they need, but the babyface, especially if he's not vaccinated with a phonograph needle and just talky Tina, he doesn't have to go out there and be so wordy and get lost and trip over it or meander. They leave Bobby twisting in the wind when he's trying to explain long-winded explanations. And that's what happened here. And then he calls them out, Almost an MVP, and MVP does the promo again, desperately trying to make this interesting. And this was maybe Freudian, or maybe he just didn't realize, but Lashley at one point said, we was talking about the continued animosity with him and Almost. He said, me and Almost ain't over. And nobody reacted, so he's correct. Lashley used to be over, but this is killing him. So then basically Lashley wanted a match where the winner of the match would pick the stipulations for their match at Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, which now it's not Hell in a Cell, it's at Hell in a Cell. And he wants MVP in a match tonight, and the winner of that will be able to pick the stipulations for what their match is at Hell in a Cell between Bobby Lashley and Almost. This is laborious.
While this feud has done no favors for Bobby Lashley, the worst thing they could have done is exploit his biggest weakness, which is his mic skills. He was really bad out there. And it went on for a while, and they had to know this would not be good. I mean, he's been on the mic. There's a reason he had MVP. Because he's not a talker. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's why you have a manager. Should be more managers in wrestling, quite frankly. But he was out there for a long time, and this was painful.
Well, and then, again, MVP fires up when he gets the opportunity to respond, and he accepts the thing. But then Bobby they've worked this out. The writers have, I'm sure, wrung every single bit of spontaneity out of this. Bobby responds to MVP accepting, and the music starts, but then MVP and Almost start going to the ring menacingly. Then the music stops, and everybody's moving slowly, and MVP gets up on the apron, and Lashley turns around and just punches him once he takes the bump off. And Almost walks back around to MVP, and everybody yells at each other, and they go to the break. That was worse than ending it with no physicality. Because nothing fucking happened, but it took even longer. This show was so heavy already, and so that was kind of bleh. Did you see Becky Lynch in the puffy Seinfeld shirt?
Yes, but that's only part of the story. The other part was she on stilts? Because all of a sudden she's as tall as Adam Pearce.
Well, I think they got Yokozuna's interview box for her. Because he was on a 6-inch box. Because he was only my height. He was just 3 of my weights. Becky wants Adam Pearce to take her loss off the books, and Adam Pearce says, "How about a rematch?" Oh God, not again. And if she beats Oscar tonight in the rematch of the match that they had last week, where at least Oscar hit the mist on her properly, then at the pay-per-view, it's a triple threat match with Bianca and Oscar and Becky at Hell in a Cell. Another multiple-person match.
Yeah, and Becky walked off like we all did, wondering why? Why is this happening to me?
Shaking her head.
The two best things about WWE right now, to me, the two things I enjoy are Becky Lynch and Cody Rhodes. I think they're the best wrestlers on the entire show in terms of their segments. Never bore me. I enjoy them. Cody's great in his role here. Becky's fantastic. I wish her husband was as good as her. But she's one of my favorite wrestlers in the whole world right now. She's great.
I agree with you, except every once in a while, just with the opposition sometimes.